Next example, the next Dun. Because we're going to create a parliamentary seat called Lundu. Parliamentary seat of Lundu will cross into another district for sure for equalization purpose. Temanggung, Salak, and Matang. What shall we call this? We call it as Dun Matang. Let's change the color and make it something like this. Similar. Say electoral district. Next, we're going to create the third Dun, which is the final one. Dun Temaga, Dun Sebaku. Just choose all these areas. Now, this is where your local knowledge will come into play. This is also plus your knowledge on how to read maps, very important, because you want to create constituencies that are connected not only by being side by side, but also even by road network. So as you can see, quite a number of polling districts have very small population, hence you have to keep on adding a lot of the data. This is a very particular case whereby this particular polling district, if I'm not mistaken, straddles over 3 districts, administrative district. So you have to make a judgment call on how to treat this Dara Mundi in your formation of the DUN. Okay. So what shall we call this DUN? DUN Stungkor. Shall we call this DUN Stungkor? Or shall we call it DUN Jangka or Raso? So you have, this is where your local knowledge will come in place. For this purpose, I'm just going to call it as DUN Stungkor. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a new PDF. And for your information, this parliamentary seat is also, you can consider more or less equal-sized. What you can do is, you take the total number of voters of Sarawak based on the CSV file that was shown over here. And get the whole total, get an average, then do the plus or minus 20%. Use some maths and you get the value. Okay, let's see what happens if I were to save this. Apology, the previous DUN name, the DUN file should not have been called DUN Lundu, it should have been DUN Sematang. Okay, so this is Sarangan Parliament Lundu. Put your name. So sometimes when this happens, if you see multiple times you were asking you to download, just press cancel. Press cancel. I think it has stopped. So let's open this. So you can see, unfortunately speaking, the boundaries of the Samantan, the Matang, and Stungkor was not in the ideal position. So this is where you need to go back into the area and play around and move around the position such that you can see the whole word of Matang. So this is one of the limitations. Now, when it comes to the table, you will list out all the polling districts, Matang, Dun Matang, and Dun Stungkor, and you get the total number of voters. So for these particular PDF, it's meant to show the parliament boundaries. So let's go back to the era and allow me to change and fix the name, because there's one last thing we need to do. So this is where you have to be observant. It's good to see that a mistake was rectified just now.